show. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. Well, Gordon Brown and Tony Blair have been to Manchester this week. They're like the Gallagher brothers, but with more bitterness, aren't they? Have you seen it? Are you going, Tony? Definitely. Maybe. Little Oasis joke for you. Tony Blair had a great gag. His gag was that Cherie would not run off with the bloke next door. Technically incorrect, as now 9 Downing Street is where Chris Tarrant has a flat. And he's up for anything. Besides, you don't want to worry about Gordon Brown and your wife, Tony. Bill Clinton's in town sniffing around. And he's brought a special cigar with him. We have got an absolutely packed show for you this evening. Shall we have a look and see who's crammed into my green room tonight like battery hens? Why don't we? My first guest is a Hollywood superstar and one of the funniest actors working today. He is Mr. Adam Sandler, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Good evening, Adam. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. I love Consider Yourself.
Nice to have you here. Adam Sandler. Now,
thank you.
Adam has a new movie out. It's called Click, and it's about a universal remote control that can control the whole world. I'm as much to blame, I'm sure. My next guest is feisty, she's opinionated, and she's the hottest thing in British popular music at the moment. She is the lovely Lily Allen. You look beautiful, Lily. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Jonathan.
Now, Lily is very busy, and we're lucky to have her this evening. In fact, I believe that after the programme, she's going to rush straight to a pub in the East End where she has an extreme cage fight with Peaches Geldof. So... Where's that remote control? My next guest is the man dinner ladies fear. Lock up your crisps. It's Jamie Oliver. Jamie Oliver. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, darling.
How lovely to have Jamie here with us. Thank you for joining us. And there is yet more on the show this evening. We have the original Rock and Roll Survivors, one of the greatest bands of all time, the legendary New York Dolls. There they are. Look at them next, the New York Dolls. Look at that. Christ on a stick. Didn't I see you lot in the Pirates of the Caribbean fighting Captain Jack Sparrow?
I decided to become a magician.
That's the great David Johansen, ladies and gentlemen. The great David Johansen. There's Sylvain. A, I'm just thrilled you're still alive. B, I'm delighted you're on the show. How fabulous that... Whoa! We better get on with the programme. We've got a lot to get into. Now, must-have of the week, I think, is this. Have a look at this, OK? No, it's not Jim Davidson's Ashes. It is the world's hardest puzzle. This is the ISIS adventure game, OK? Let me show you. Yeah. Now, I thought that seemed quite easy. Well, apparently, that's only the first part. You have to open this, and this is tough. This is harder to get into than Anne Widdecombe's knickers. This is a challenge. It contains a golden key inside it, and the makers claim that 95% of the population will never be able to get into it. OK? Well, as one of the top 5%, I played with this for a mere 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm going to show you how I got into it. OK? It's actually quite simple. You simply line up the symbol of the all-seeing eye there, the eye of Osiris, like so. You place that above those kind of wiggly ones there, like that. I think that's an oracle. You spin those round the back like that. OK? You put the orb back on the box. Right? And then you just press down on it with one of these, okay? I think we fooled them. Shall we get our first guest on? Yes. Please welcome Adam Sandler.
Everybody.
Isn't it lovely to have Adam Sandler here, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
I'm thrilled you're over.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of yours.
You too, buddy.
Now, you had the premiere of your new movie this week in the UK.
Yeah, that was great. I didn't know it was going to be such a big deal.
Did your first ever premiere in this country?
I've been here a few times. It was the first time they gave me a premiere.
So you've been coming over, and they didn't think previously to make that much of a fuss?
They kind of were just testing me out, and they said, all right, let's give it to the idiot, and then it happened.
Now, Adam is a huge star. You wouldn't think it to sit with him or to indeed look at him. To know that, no, because you're not the best looking guy in movies.
Nah, I didn't come out there. No.
We know that.
That's
I'm not
all
saying
right.
to-
Yeah, no,
and
it's
you're not the funniest guy, probably, are you?
Not
Yeah,
at
I mean,
all.
You're funny.
No.
And you're not the most talented actor, and yet you're this huge star.
I know.
Well, just congratulations on getting away with it. That's all I have
It's been a hell of a lie. No, it's true. I don't know how it happened. I just kept I guess it just accidentally happened, and here we are. I don't like what I see in the mirror. I don't like what I see in the movies, and
Don't you know he's doing that on purpose? Don't you know he'll be sleeping with all of you later now?
I'm disappointing everybody.
Well, let's talk about the movie before we go on this, because I've seen the new movie. I enjoyed it very much. I love your brand of comedy. It's kind of goofy, it's silly comedy. The premise of this is it's an immediately funny idea when you think about it. Here's a guy who gets a remote control and he can control just about anything.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. Yes, pretty cool premise.
And you write this yourself, or you write it with a bunch of people?
My buddy came up with it. He gave me my two friends wrote the script, and then we did some rewrites in it. But I love the idea of a guy who can control his life, and he's a very busy guy. He has a wife and 2 kids, and he has a boss. Hasselhoff is his boss, and he's overworked. And this clicker comes. Christopher Walken gives him this clicker.
Well, already, hold on, that's a great cast, isn't it? If you're in a movie, you've got the Hoff.
You got the Hoff.
And you've got Christopher Walken.
Yeah, and I know you love Walken.
Ah, well, don't we all love Christopher Walken? I'm quite scared of Christopher Walken,
Yeah,
of course,
absolutely,
which I
yes,
think is
me-
the same as, what's he like to work with?
He's a great guy. He memorizes the script, and then, you know, when you do comedy, sometimes you do a lot of rewrites, and we would call him up and say, we got some rewrites for you. He'd be like, I already memorized it. We're like, yeah, no, but we got some new stuff you might like. And he's like, but it's memorized already. So we're like, you know, we'll rewrite my stuff, and you keep your
He
stuff.
really wouldn't change. He wouldn't change.
Nah, he didn't want to make any moves, but he didn't need to. He was great.
He is great. There is something about him that's peculiar. Is he like that off camera as well?
I mean, I can't say I got very close with him. I tried to. I was like, we should hang out. He's like, no.
At least you know exactly where you stand up. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yes.
The idea of a remote control that can do just about anything, of course, is an appealing one, you know. I mean, I think it's a funny idea, but if you stop and think about it, wouldn't that be a great thing to have?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you've been asked this question. What would you use it for if you had one in real life?
I have been asked. I don't know. I don't have any great answers. I mean, I was thinking about it early. Maybe I'd like to rewind to my youth.
Yes,
When I was a little kid, when I was allowed, my mother would bring me into the ladies' room to change, you know, like if, there was a time in my life when I was allowed to go in the woman's room, you know, as a little kid.
In the ladies' toilet?
Yeah, I liked it there.
You like the smell, the ambience?
I like seeing the ladies. And I'd like to get back in there. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, I was hoping for world peace, maybe, or
Oh, yeah. No, definitely that.
stop
definitely
global warming. You just want to look at more
Global
naked
warming.
ladies.
I never heard of that, but yeah, no, that ladies' room. Whoa.
The movie's, I imagine, done well in the States already, hadn't it? I mean, your movie...
Yeah, it came out in the States, yes, in the summertime, and now it's coming out here this weekend.
Okay, we mentioned Christopher Walken in the film. We
Yes.
mentioned the great Hasselhoff.
Yes.
It also has Henry Winkler in it.
Oh, what a nice
A fine
man.
actor, a very nice man, I'm sure,
Yeah,
and
great.
also still, I think we remember him fondly as the Fonz.
He is an amazing guy. He's a very sweet guy, and my father was sick a few years ago, and he passed away, and I knew Henry a little bit, and then when my father was sick, Henry would call and leave messages and talk to my dad, and it was very encouraging, and at my wedding, he was amazingly cool to my dad. So when I did this movie, there's some heavy scenes with my father in the movie.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be with a guy who I knew I could connect with, and felt like a family member. And so Henry I always wanted him to do the part, and he did it.
That's sweet. So you found it easier to act honestly and use your emotions that way with someone you trusted?
I have to really be upset in the movie, and I'm not great at that. And I'm not, you know, I'm used to doing comedies, but this movie has a few moments in there that are real, and I did them with Henry, and it was easier to get there for me.
I mean, all your movies have always been kind of feel-good films anyway, I think.
Yes.
I mean, the ones that you've been responsible for, the out-and-out comedies. I know you made a couple of different films.
Right, yes.
But the ones I'm thinking of, the big hits we've had over here, like Little Nicky, like The
Yeah.
Waterboy, Billy Madison.
Right.
But I've noticed recently you are getting slightly more sentimental at the end, Adam.
Yes, yeah, that just happened in Click. It made sense to the story, but I'm not like a guy who's trying to get too sentimental. I didn't think that went through and say I want to show a different side of me. It just happened to make sense.
I wonder whether, because you've had a baby now, and whether you're settling down, you're now thinking, okay, because I'm getting older, I don't really like seeing movies that don't have a happy ending anymore. So
Yeah,
much.
that's true. This movie could have had, we initially wrote an ending where my guy was dead at the end, and then I felt bad about that, so we switched that up.
You can't. How could you have ended that film with your character dying? That would have been awful.
I thought it would have helped me get more credibility.
Yeah, but did you film that ending?
We did. We did. We showed it to an audience, and they collectively said one word: "Boo!"
All right, well, it's a nice ending as it is now. It works much better. David Hasselhoff, we've talked about you working with Mr. Winkler. We've talked about Mr. Walker, and David Hasselhoff is also with it. We've had Hasselhoff on the show. He's a larger-than-life character.
Got a lot of presence, that man. Yes, I was in Spain and Germany recently. He definitely takes over the room.
People love him all over the world, it seems.
Absolutely.
Did he demonstrate any of the trademarked Baywatch running for you when you had him there?
The slow motion running? No, he didn't give me any of that. He was the Hoff. He's a strong man. He's a big man.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
6'4" or something.
He's got like 3 men's chests up there, hasn't he?
He does.
He's got more chestage than anyone else I've ever seen. That's true. Very funny film that opens tonight all over the UK. It's great fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Do you like gadgets yourself generally? Do you like gimmicks? Are you one of these guys? Because they seem to sell more, and I don't wish to generalise too much, but I think men are more interested generally in that kind of thing than women. My wife is amazed that I'm always coming home with something new to plug in, and it's always just for me. You know, it's a kind of little doohickey that takes me hours to set up, and then I can't get it working, and I spend days phoning someone on a technical helpline and ruin the holiday. Okay? That's my life. Do you like that kind of thing? Do you indulge?
Electric shoes. I have electric shoes.
You have electric shoes?
Yeah, like every 20 minutes it just shocks me.
Keep you awake?
Yeah. No, I got nothing. I suck at that stuff. I have, I got very, I'm a big movie star, and so I got people who do everything for me. So, it's pretty cool.
Hey, what kind of toilet do you have, Adam?
I don't know. We just bought a new house, and I thought we were going to move right in, but I have a wife, and she changed the toilets, and it's taken a long time, so we haven't moved in yet. But I'm sure they're going to be soft.
It's a picture of you with your lovely wife, okay?
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah, there
Very
she
beautiful
is.
woman.
It's a
She
nice
could have
lady.
done a lot better for herself.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, because I tell you what I'm asking you, we're talking about gimmicks. I have a new electric toilet in my house.
What do you mean? What
Well,
happens?
you get them, they're very popular in Japan, and they should catch on over here. You sit on the toilet, the seat is heated up for your pleasure already.
That's great.
So already, why do you want to be anywhere else in there? Okay? And then when you finish doing whatever you're doing in there, it's pretty much normally one of 3 things, okay? When you finish that,
Absolutely.
if you want... Well, it only really helps with the first 2, okay? You press the button, and a little nozzle comes up from behind. Don't be scared. It shoots water right up your jacksie.
Wow.
It's not over yet. You'd think that would be enough, wouldn't you?
To me, that helps with the third thing you're doing there. A little bit. But yes, what else? What else happens? Sorry.
It's a no man's land as far as I'm concerned. Then you press the button, that nozzle retreats, another one comes up. It's a little hairdryer thing. Oh, I tell you what, I've never been so clean. You could eat your lunch off my anus right now.
That's amazing. You have that?
You want to come back and test it later?
I'll sit down. Yes, I'll enjoy the show.
We got to move on. We've got so many guests to get through tonight.
Yes.
But it's been lovely seeing you. But
I'd like to see them.
I just want to talk very briefly about your pets, because I know, you have a dog now.
I do, yes.
He's a replacement dog. You had another dog, which sadly no longer with you.
Yes, the meatball passed away. Now I have the matzo ball.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, were they both the same breed? Because Meatball was
Yes, English bulldogs. Respect to England. And I had the meatball, and then the night before I got married, my wife had a big kettle filled with, she told me she made matzo balls. And so she's like, come on, open up the kettle. I was like, nah, I'm busy, with the guests. And she's like, please, just taste them. And then I opened it up, and there was my new little matzo ball dog there. And they videoed me.
She'd cooked your dog?
No, but it's awful, Jonathan, because it's on videotape, my reaction to the dog, and instead of going, I went, what?
So why were you not happy?
I couldn't deal with, I was a wedding, I was tense.
You really do have an emotional block.
I got problems, man.
Yeah. I think we've established that.
We got it.
You like to dress the animals up, is this correct?
The meatball was he was a good friend of mine. We dressed him up for the wedding.
Well, dogs are. I mean, I feel that way about one of my dogs, Mr. Pickle.
Yeah, I heard you get Mr. Pickle dressed up.
We get more dressed up.
Yeah.
But Mr. Pickle really suits a tux. I'm telling you.
Oh,
I don't have a picture of him. Although he breaks wind terribly.
Oh, really? Yeah, my dog does that.
Is that a protest, you think, or is it a bonding thing?
My dog doesn't even react like anything happened.
Yeah, just not embarrassed?
No, no embarrassment, just taste that, he says.
Here we have a little picture, I think, of Meatball.
This is the meatball.
There he is. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a yarmulke on the meatball.
He was a Jewish English bulldog.
Yeah, he didn't know it. He didn't know what he was coming into.
That's a great look, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great dog right there. He was the man, the meatball.
Yeah, and you got the new one, Matzo Ball. He's just as a sweet dog.
Matzo Ball's a little girl, sleeps in bed. Actually, very depressed lately because we have the new baby and kind of stares at the baby like, I used to be the one.
Yeah, but when your kids grow up and get annoying, she'll be the one again.
That's right.
Trust me, I know. Adam, how lovely to spend time with you. Ladies and
Great to
gentlemen,
see you.
I think you're a charming man, a terrific comedian, Mr. Adam Sandler.
Thank you. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Bye, Jonathan.
Adam Sandler.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye, Jonathan.
Shall we get our next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Jamie Oliver's in there chomping at the bit, but before he comes out, we've got the wonderful Lily Allen. Hey, Lily, not only do you have a lovely voice, I think your songs are terrific, they're very witty, and they're sweet and all that, but also you look great. I love your look you have going on here. This is an old-fashioned, a vintage dress you're wearing?
It's a Chanel.
An original Chanel dress?
It's an original Chanel.
Well, it's a great look, and it's kind of unusual to see young people dressing smartly, if you don't mind me saying
Thanks
so.
very much. Don't look so bad yourself.
Thank you.
Is that a Gautier?
It is Gautier. How did you know?
I can tell these things.
When did things start happening for you? It's been quite a crazy year, hasn't it? Because this time last year, you know, I don't think many people have heard of you. And now suddenly, you know, you've had huge hit single and the album's doing well and you've got the new one coming out.
Yeah, it kind of all... Well, I signed my record deal this time last year, September. And then I set up a MySpace, which is a website. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. In December.
Familiar with it? I have a MySpace address of my own.
Really?
That's right. With lots of friends
will
have
you
joined
be
it.
my friend, Jonathan?
I will be your friend on MySpace. That's my idea of a good friendly relationship where someone's sort of your friend, but you don't actually have to speak to them or see them.
No, best kind of friends.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? How many friends do you have on MySpace?
I think like 90,000.
Ah, okay. I'm very selective. I have about 80, I believe,
That's not
and I
bad.
know about 4 of them.
Okay.
Do you let everyone become your friend?
Yeah, I don't really have time to kind of like go through them all. It's 94,000 people.
So you just approve them all?
Yeah.
And how do you engage with them on MySpace? You let them know?
I say, hello, my single's out next week.
So it's really it's like a way of communicating with an audience.
It wasn't to start off with. I set it up in December just because everybody else was, and I kind of thought it was a good idea, but I never really, you know, would have even considered the fact that it would have come in so handy in a promotional sense.
The single you just did, that's LDN you did, is that right?
That is LDN, yes.
Now LDN, that stands for London, doesn't it?
It's London without the vowels.
Now why is it without the vowels?
Well, actually, it's kind of a little homage to Dizzy Rascal, who I look up to in a big way, and he always refers to London as the LDN in his
Yeah,
songs.
I like Dizzy Rascal as well. You must as well, yeah. You are probably one of the few people young enough in this building right now to actually remember their school dinners.
No, I always had packed lunches, actually.
And was it good, healthy food, packed lunch?
No. Penguin, Ribena, and a like petit filou. Sorry, my mum's in there. She's probably going to be
Jamie?
feeling bad.
There,
That's my mum.
is that your mum?
Yeah.
I was eyeing her up earlier. I thought it was some foxy woman from the record company. When I say eyeing up, I meant I was trying to make her feel welcome. Don't go so far out. I'm getting distracted.
I thought you might. That's why I
Why don't we bring your mum out to have a chat as well?
No.
Let's make a family evening of it. Oh, it's quite hot in here tonight. Sorry, Mum. What's your mum's name, by the way?
Alison Owen.
Hello, Alison. How are you? Nice to see you.
Mummy, wait.
Well, it's nice you brought your mum along.
Yeah, I love my mum. She's the best in the world.
Hey, I believe Jamie Oliver. Jamie, you've brought your mum along this evening, haven't you?
Yes, it's her birthday today, and she fancies you, Jonathan.
Wow.
She really does fancy you.
Does she?
honestly.
How old is your mum? About the same age as me.
But to be honest,
Yes,
Dad's here as well, but you could.
Well, okay.
Bet my mum's better than Jamie's mum.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Well, why don't we find out?
It's a whole new reality show. My mum's are better than your mum's.
I'd commission that, definitely.
Jamie, if this evening, say one thing led to another between me and your mother, and your father decided he was having none of it and he left it, and I became
he'd be
your...
watching.
Well, but what if I became your father? What if I was
Can
your
we
new
talk
dad?
about this when he comes out?
Well,
This is my interview.
Oh, you just... Hey. Take a chill pill, Lily. Mum, would you not move around so much? It's really distracting. Or it's all gone wrong. All right, OK. Lily.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I've so enjoyed the album. You know, when I heard the first track, Smile, I don't know if I thought, oh, that's great, and that'll be it. You know what I mean? I don't mean that unkindly. And then, wow, the whole album's terrific, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Are you going to be touring? Do you do it live? We just heard that you can't... Who are you
I
making eyes at
I
then in your
don't know what I
audience?
was doing. I can do it live, and I will be starting to do it live on October the 21st in Manchester.
Wow.
Finishing off in London on November the 6th at the Astoria. And I'm supporting Scissor Sisters at Wembley as well.
Wow, that's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, it got a very
I've
muted
actually
response because I think they thought you were imagining it. Like a lot of teenagers exaggerating, but no, it's the real deal. You're doing it for the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, I am.
That would be great. Lovely to see you this evening. Thank you so much.
you for having
But
me.
most importantly all, thank you so much for bringing your mother along. Lily Allen, ladies and gentlemen. That was great, Lily. Thank you so much. It was great. Bye-bye.
Where do I go? That way?
Yeah, there you go. Time for our next guest. Let's get him out because he's eaten all the Twiglets and he's gone a bit hyperactive. Please welcome Jamie Oliver. Hello, Darren. Come and sit down. Make yourself comfortable. Jamie Oliver, I'm thrilled you're on the show, Jamie. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll get to that bag in a minute. I know you have something in there. We're going to do a demonstration of sorts, ladies and gentlemen. OK, a bit later on. You have your mother here this evening. She's genuinely here with you?
I think so. I haven't seen her here, but I think she is here.
Maybe she went in next door. They're doing Never Mind the Buzzcocks.
She probably... after the breast competition, I think she probably wouldn't even own up if I asked if she was here.
OK, now, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
The school dinners thing, right, was obviously remarkable. I would have thought to an extent, whether or not in the long term or not, but certainly short term, it's completely transformed your life, changed the way people look at you. Is it a pain in any way? Does it kind of bug you? Because I guess wherever you go now, people want to talk to you about that, and it kind of defines you to an extent, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, when you're in the public eye, it's whatever's current they talk about, really, and it just happens to be school dinners. And I just happen to be doing it for... I mean, the thing is, no one realises, even though last year we did four programmes, it was sort of 2 years' work.
Yeah,
And then a year later, after we broadcast it, it was another 4 months. So I've kind of been in it for 4 years, really. And being in school dinners is sort of an emotional thing. I mean, working in schools is hilarious because, you know, I've never been called such rude words so regularly. Honestly, I mean, I'm totally used to being
But this is by
called...
the children or by the dinner ladies?
Oh my God, everything. It's amazing. I mean, you know, it was just like water off a duck's back in the end. So you could call me anything right now and I wouldn't even hear it.
Well, what kind of things did the children call you? And what kind of nice things did they call you?
Nothing.
Is that affectionate when they're calling you?
No, I mean, affection is just like a smile, but they never say, oh, I like you.
Yeah.
It's, but they definitely let you know when they don't like you, which is quite
And
funny.
do they resent the fact that you've deprived them now of, let's face it, all the good things to eat?
I wouldn't know, but if I went back into school after the last couple of months, I'd probably find out.
So where does it stand now? Because, I think it caused such a stir, and everyone said, well, this is absolutely right. You know, there should be more money spent, there should be more attention paid to this.
Yeah.
And as we know, you know, it's no surprise, really, but the kind of food that kids have been eating really affects their behaviour and their learning capability and all that kind of stuff. Has it made a difference? Have things changed?
I think it will make a difference, and I think that the subliminal ripple effect is brilliant. And I think what the government's doing is great and fine, and you know, it's like when you say £240 million to the British public, they'll go, oh, whoopee, hurrah. And it's very much like us all and the media to sort of say, job done. But actually, when you divide it by the kids per day, it's 6p. You know, so, you know, it's definitely, I mean, you know, what I was trying to do in the last programme to sort of revisit a year later was sort of say, you know, for sustainability, for actually us to have done any good at all and not just a bit of telly and a bit of a campaign and a bit of cash, you know, and also to make use of the British taxpayers' money, you know, we need a 10-year plan. So that was kind of what it was about. But
and is that happening now, though? The 10-year plan is in place, or?
Well, brilliant things are happening. Parents doing incredible stuff. Dinner ladies doing incredible stuff. But what you have to remember is that half of the kitchens in the schools in this country are falling apart, and are probably, if they weren't being run by the council, would have been condemned by the council.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's still a big struggle.
So big money to spend on those. Now, what's the deal with some parents have kind of revolted? We have some revolting parents out there who've said, there's one, who said, look, our children need their snacks. They need their food. They need to grow a set of bingo wings like I'm carrying around. God bless her.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it's when I first started transforming the food in the first school I started in, you know, I'd had 1 or 2 parents putting in Mackie D's through the railings, and I felt that was quite offensive.
Why do they do that, though? Why do they do that?
I don't... Look,
they're smuggling food back
I mean, when the bit you didn't see in the programme, when I was having that rant on the beach, sort of having a little pop at parents, and it's only a small percentage
which
of parents.
everyone took out, and that made a big deal in the papers. Jamie slams parents.
It took me years to get brave enough to have a pop at the parents, because, to be honest, they will bash you and ruin you and all that business. But the truth was, about half an hour before that rant, I was in a primary school, and this woman was having a pop at me saying, you know, you're doing all this posh food, you know, it's too spicy. And I went, what do you mean posh food? You know, spaghetti bolognese, lasagna, sort of like cottage pie, you know. I'm in London doing posh food, not this.
Yeah.
And then while she's doing it, she's bottle feeding a 1-year-old baby Coca-Cola from a teated bottle. And I'm like, well, what do I... And I kind of thought, well,
it should have been Diet Coke,
I say...
There's less sugar. And now the sugar's... Is that right?
There were no teeth, bro. But, you know, it was the first time I've probably ever been really aware that the crew's there, and I thought, well, do I say something? And I thought, no, I'm just going to let the crew shoot it, because there's nothing to be said.
Because part of the problem, of course, would be education, and the education of some of the parents, aren't they?
It's only about education.
That's a bigger problem.
And that's why when I went and saw Tony Blair this year, it was like trying to get him to commit to compulsory education in school, so our kids can leave at 16 and be able to look after himself. It's not about cooking or chefs. It's about going out into the big world, being able to make good choices and being able to look after themselves, and that's it, really.
Okay. Do you think we should put something in the water supply, stop some people having children in the future? You know the kind of people I'm talking about.
You mean like lead?
Council estates. There's one. We could have stopped that happening. See what I'm saying?
Am I supposed to comment to that, John?
No. Now listen. Jamie is going to cook for us here on the show. He's going to... Now, I'm not sure, are you going to do something just for me or something for the whole audience?
Well, listen, audience...
Just for me.
You know, I know
He's going to cook... Oi! That's real live fish. Well, it's dead, but it's a real fresh fish.
Well, look, the thing is, big fella, I know this is your show, but I'm going to take over for the moment, because I want you to cook this. I'm not cooking this.
OK, I'll warn you now, I'm a very good cook.
What?
I'll warn you now, you may well want to give up after you see what I can do with this.
Well,
is that a risk you're prepared to take, Oliver?
No, I'm totally aware of your ability to have the gift of the gab, but I have actually spoken to your wife, and the fact that you're a good cook
is not the case. She said you're a good...
I won't deny that. That's a backhanded compliment, I know.
Here we go. Now, listen, big fella, what was the last thing you cooked?
Last thing I cooked, I'll tell you what I cooked earlier on today. I cooked a delicious mushroom risotto.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was 5 minutes at 100 watts, and I'm telling you, no, it was great. What's wrong with that? And you stir it halfway through, and it's fantastic.
You know what, bro? It wouldn't surprise me anything that he did.
But you know, here's the thing, because I eat meat. Okay, are you a meat eater?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And when you do see how some of the meat is produced, it does put you off quite considerably,
yeah.
doesn't it? Are you an organic person?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, like, you know, a lot of people think that organics is about being flash, being clever. Organics is the nearest thing to basics, nature. I mean, using chemicals is clever. So I'm all up for just looking at... You've got to look... If you're going to eat an animal, look after it.
Yes.
And you have to pay for it. So this whole...
But, you know, a lot of people can't, though, can they? A lot of people are buying food that comes from supermarkets and that's been bred in that way because it is cheaper.
That's
and it's
such a terrible argument, though, big fella, because I tell you what...
I'm not so big. What are you talking about? So what am I meant to do here?
OK, now, what do you like with a knife?
What am I like with a knife? I'm dead-handed, that's what I'm like.
OK. So
I tell you what, I don't really like knives. I don't like seeing knives, I don't like holding knives, I just don't like knives.
Lovely, I thought you were a good cook.
What do I want to do now with this? Chop this in half? Or quarter it? Or shall I just piff it?
No, just do what you're bloody told. So let's get the lemon here. Right, bit of oil in that pan.
What are we cooking here, Jamie?
Right, we're going to do fish stew. Have you ever made a fish stew?
No, I've never made a fish stew.
Right, put the mussels, the clams in the pan.
I made a goat very angry once. I think I punched him. What do I put in where?
Right, so put the mussels and the clams in the pan.
But they're not, you don't want to eat the shell.
Throw them in, darling. Throw them in.
There's a that sizzle.
Right.
Oh, hold it. That's
Now.
quite spitty.
Here we go. Now, we've got a sea bass fillet. We're just going to lay that in there.
Easy peasy.
We've got a nice few prawns.
Pucker.
The lovely thing about this dish is... The nice thing about this dish is that it doesn't matter what your budget is.
Yes.
You can buy the cheaper fish, mussels are cheap, stuff like that, or you can go expensive clams.
Yeah, you can have cheap fish,
lobster,
expensive fish.
crab. Yeah, absolutely.
What about fish you find?
Glass of wine.
You know, when you're out by the beach, if you catch a regular fish, could you just catch your own fish?
Well, yeah, of course you can.
What if you
Tin of tomatoes. Here we go.
Look what he's doing there with
Shake
it.
the juice in. I need you to use your knife.
Hey, that one popped on me.
Yeah, give it a chop. Give it a chop, Tiger. Here we go. No, that's good. That's very good.
Like that. It's good and messy. Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
You can buy it in cans already like that. You know what I mean? You can get it in a tube. You want to go to an actual supermarket.
Right, little pinch of salt.
A pinch of salt.
Right,
Yes,
we've got the
that's
wine in there. Give it a shake.
Bit of mayonnaise.
Give it a shake.
Mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise, no mayonnaise. Right, we're going to do something separate with that. Then we're going to put a lid on there.
Okay.
Right.
This is
Moisture.
so far very simple.
Right, olive oil.
Yes.
Mixture of fish.
Yes.
Tomatoes. White wine. A little pinch of saffron. Doesn't matter if you can't. Pinch of salt and pepper. We'll leave it. Right?
Yes.
Until the mussels have opened, then everything will be cooked.
Were they dead, the mussels, when we put them in?
Huh?
Were they dead when we put them in?
They were alive.
I don't approve of that kind of thing.
Why?
Because it's sad. It's sad the mussel died tonight. When he came out with you in your bag, he thought, Jamie's taking us somewhere. Probably to a school to talk to some children about proper food. You've just killed the little you've burned them alive. They're in there now going, shell, oh, don't open the shell. Oh, close the shell. They're trying to close the shell. Oh, there's a bit of fish dead over there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why, Jamie, why? And you're just going, pucker. Oh!
You've just created about another 300,000 vegetarians in this country. That's terrible. Now listen, now I've bashed up some basil, right, and then some mayonnaise there.
Bish, bosh, bash with the
Yeah,
basil.
Absolutely. Right, and now you can cut your lemon.
Oh,
so
what
get the
can I-
mayo, cut that lemon in half.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to get... you can make your own mayonnaise, but I'll just use, like, normal jarred stuff. Just shake it in there. I'm going to make some basil mayo, right? In with the lemon juice, big fella.
Both of them?
Yeah, well, half of each.
Well, why just not do one then? Why not just do one? Why not do all of one?
That's perfect, that's perfect. Lovely. Now, we're just going to let it cook now. Lovely.
I like a bit of we just let it cook?
Yeah, just let it cook.
Look at the mess. Can't you tidy as you go? I hate when my wife cooks. It's always a mess afterwards.
I thought you said you were a good cook.
When I'm
Does
cooking...
she do most of the cooking?
She does almost all the cooking. But she's a better cook than me. If you're living with a better cook, what about your missus? Does she cook ever?
Yeah, she's quite good now.
So what was she like when you first met her?
Not...
Terrible. You were just about to say terrible. Was she a bad cook?
Yeah, there's a... Yes. But she's all right now. She's really good. And she can put a pan on and put a bunch of stuff in a pan and come out with a lovely dinner for the
But
kids.
you know what? It's a weird thing, and I know I'm falling around a bit here about microwave food, and I do have those microwave foods, and they're pretty good most of the time. But when you do make something, even though it's simple from scratch like that, you feel so much better about it, don't you? And it does always taste better, doesn't it?
Well, you know, if you, this is the one thing. If you can cook, if you've learnt to cook, you know, making your own food is cheaper, tastier, better for you. You know, job done really. The problem is that a lot of people don't.
When you're out, do you crave fast food ever?
No, I like burgers, pizzas.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff is fantastic. I mean, like the whole school dinners campaign wasn't anti sort of what we call street food or junk food. It was just like the problem is a lot of the kids are mainly having that all the time.
Yeah, there's no balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of helping or trying to help prevent obesity in children. Okay.
Yeah.
When you go to a restaurant, say someone bought you some food and you don't like it. If you send it back, do they rub it on their balls before they bring it back?
If you're in a reasonably good place, I can't imagine that it would ever cross their mind. But if it was slightly dodgy and not so good, I have heard stories of all sorts of stuff.
I bet
going
it
on.
happens 50% of the time. If you said, oh, I don't like this steak, this is no good, take it back, they go off and it's like up there, back in the pan, boom.
No, man, that's just wrong.
Chicken fillets, yes, madam. Put it in the sock, down the toilet, flush, out again, microwave, boom. I think, sir, we'll find that's better done. You know what I'm talking about?
You should make a film about that.
I think that happens. That's why I never send food back. I'd rather eat it and feel slightly queasy.
No.
Is this stew not done yet?
Yeah. Let's serve it. Let's serve it. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see if your cooking's up to scratch.
This is looking good. I think I've invented a whole new recipe here.
So, let's have a little look up. Right?
See,
Actually, you do it.
I'll tell you what.
You do it. I want to get you to.
That does smell great.
Right, at this point in time, have a little taste of the juice, right? And
I'll burn my lip on that, won't I?
Give it a blow. Seasoning's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, have a little taste up. You plate it up, it's your dish, you've done it, right?
Burn my lip, but it's nice. That's good.
Right, just spoon it into here.
Spoon it?
Right, I've got a little bit of toast here. I like a bit of toast on the bottom here.
Toast? What are you talking about, toast? Don't ruin a perfectly good dish.
No, it'll suck up all the juice and it's delicious. Go on.
I want to suck up all the juice.
You can.
What, all this big bit of fish on
Yeah,
there?
you know,
All on the bread? Or by that way on the side?
on the bread. Let's see how delicate you can be. Because I know I know you can throw it on there.
No.
I want to see how delicate Jonathan Ross can be.
Yeah, look at this. This is all. This would. I tell you, how much would this go for in a restaurant, do you reckon?
12 quid?
12 quid?
Yeah.
I'm not
13,
working for that
maybe,
kind of money.
14. Do you know the last time I saw you, or the first time I really got to talk to you properly?
Yes, when was that?
In my restaurant.
Yes.
About 6 months ago.
I went to 15.
Yeah,
And it's very good.
do you know
And it's a place where he found, is it convicts you got working there or something like that? It's something like that. He got convicts or homeless or something, and he gave them a job.
Right, so we've got some herbs on there.
And he makes them wash their hands at least once a day. It's a fine. It was really lovely food.
Don't forget they cook your food.
You know, they did a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonathan Ross's first
And not only
dish.
is this delicious, also,
Drizzle it.
that clears your nasal passages right out. Okay, a little bit of oil.
That is fish juice, sir.
Just a drizzle. Okay, who would like to eat this? Anyone want... Well, don't all rush. Who would like a bite? Well, come down. One of you come down. Ideally, someone clean and presentable. Okay? No, clean and presentable. Here. Do you have a knife or fork or anything? What's your name, madam? Jackie. This is Jackie. We haven't rehearsed this, have we, Jackie?
Tiger. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Where'd you come from?
South Africa.
South
She's
Africa.
from South Africa. Well, never mind.
Tiger.
Okay, here you go. Make her feel welcome.
You enjoy
We don't
yourself.
have any dried meat in there.
It's nice to have someone else up on stage.
What do you think?
Get a bit of juice, Tiger. Tight juice. And a bit of that mayo. Just stir it in a bit.
You're quite bossy, aren't you?
Oh, no, I just want everyone to enjoy it, though.
Yeah, you do love...
My mother's the
What do you think,
same.
it's good? Yeah. I wish I'd washed before I had a wee before the show now, because... it's all right, the heat will burn off the germs. But if I'd have known I was going to cook, I'd have got the nails clean.
Dirty.
Okay. I, for one, feel there are too many cookbooks in the world. However, your cookbooks, my wife uses on a regular basis. There's a new one out called Cook with Jamie, which got home. It's quite simple. It's quite straightforward. It's quite easy.
I tried to make it like a modern-day Mrs. Beaton, which was a hard call. But it's probably the hardest book I've ever written, but the biggest one too, so...
Yeah, it's a thick book.
It's a good one.
A lot of recipes.
Yeah, a lot.
Is that kind of what you do with your time mostly these days, though? Because the TV shows you don't do as many of, and you're right, the ones you do take a lot more time.
Yeah, well, everyone says I do a lot of telly, but I don't really. You know, 4 programmes here, 1 here, you know, 5 or 6 there. No, I mean, I'm around food, sort of jumping from 15... You're right, love. See, you know, I chomp a lot, don't you?
Jamie, you've been doing this for years now, haven't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
9
quite a
years.
lot.
Yeah,
9
since
years.
I was 21, I
And
got
you're still
found.
well, you're still a young man.
I feel it, but then again, I'm post 30, so everything starts to change then, doesn't it?
Yeah,
How
well,
old are you now?
I'm post 30. Don't worry, you'll get a second wind. Jackie, thumbs up or down for the meal? Double thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. I think I showed Jamie how to do it. Jamie, lovely to see you here. Thank you so much
It's
for coming.
great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, well, good luck with the book and good luck with the restaurants, because 15, I've eaten it, it's a lovely restaurant, but it's such a fabulous idea. And I know you've just opened another one up in
Melbourne.
Australia.
Yeah, we're in Amsterdam, Cornwall, Melbourne.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks
I think
for
you'll
having
agree
me.
he's one of a kind. Mr. Jamie Oliver and his new friend Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. There you go. Off you go. Thank you. See you, mate. Jamie Oliver, thank you, Jackie. Time for my last guest. They've been in the music business for over 30 years. They must probably feel like they've been in that green room for 10 of them. Genuinely excited to be able to say this. Will you please welcome from the New York Dolls, Sylvain and David Johansen. Here we go, that's a look. Hey, how great to see you. Now, you could at least have made some sort of effort knowing you were coming on the show. That's a full-on turban you've got on there, David.
I'm honoring Escarita today.
You want to be careful. You don't want to try and fly with that, and they'll stop you and search you. You know that, don't you?
No, they don't stop and search me. They just figure, no, it can't be. Go, just go.
Guys, it's a thrill for me to have you here. I'm a big fan of the New York Dolls. I have been since I first discovered you in the mid-70s. That seems like a long time ago, and it is, I guess. When did you guys first get together?
You are 75 years old, aren't you?
Now, you see, that can get you ousted from the couch. When did you first get together? When did the band form?
David?
I don't know, 72?
71, actually.
Yeah, if you want history, yes. I don't remember it.
Why did you make David answer if you knew the answer?
Still remembers everything.
Didn't you once get arrested for impersonating a woman?
Well, it was in Memphis, as I recall, right?
But you weren't impersonating a woman.
I wasn't. I was kind of dressed like Liza Minnelli at the time.
He invited everybody on the stage, and he got arrested for that in Memphis, Tennessee.
But they pegged it on dressing like Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go to jail dressed like Liza Minnelli. And Memphis jail is not Mayberry. It's a real jail.
I should imagine Liza Minnelli's probably been to jail dressed as Liza Minnelli as well. And I don't know if she has spent any time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Come and sit back down, David. Oh, I thought he was a close friend of Liza Minnelli's, and I'd upset him for that. I actually thought he was storming off.
I was just like the young Liza.
Yeah. You know what? Are you guys, I'm assuming, being older gentlemen with a great deal of common sense, maybe not in the dress department, but certainly to each his own. The new album by the New York Dolls, and I'm so pleased to be able to say that. It's so exciting that you guys have got a new album. It's out right now. It's got some great stuff on it, and you have some great people on it with you. You have Michael Stipe working on the album with you, I believe.
Yes.
Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop.
Wow, great bunch of people. It's great to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to David Johansen and Sylvain?
Thank you, England. Thank you, United Kingdom. You guys have been so kind to us.
Guys, thank you very much indeed. Thanks to all my guests tonight, of course, Adam Sandler, Lily Allen and Jamie Oliver. Fabulous.